It's the morning after the Baltimore Ravens' absolute choke job with a loss of 41-40 to the Buffalo Bills. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I'm not over it yet, and I hope you guys aren't as well. And if you are, hey, welcome to the show. We got a lot to talk about today. Before we get into it, though, I want to hear your thoughts. How are you still feeling? Let me know your one-word reactions to last night's loss against the Buffalo Bills. And, hey, don't hold back in the comment section. Welcome in Overreaction Monday, everybody. My name is Joey Peterson. You are watching the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. We got a lot to talk about today, okay? On today's show, I'm going to give you 5 overreactions, okay? 5 things that I'm seeing on social media, that I'm feeling myself, and that I know the rest of the flock is feeling it well, that we need to discuss, and also that we need to figure out, are these overreactions or are these legitimate feelings that we've got inside of all of us? Number one overreaction, and I think the number one thing I saw on social media was fire John Harbaugh. This was the same thing that was being said over and over after last year's Week 1 and 2 loss, if you remember, the devastating loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, and then the brutal loss at home to the Las Vegas Raiders in the home opener. And I'm sure next week, if you absolutely blow it at home against the Cleveland Browns, we're going to be still singing this same song. And look, I saw this stat last night on Twitter. I thought it was very interesting. Teams with 40 or more points and 235 or more rushing yards in a game were 277-0, including the playoffs. They are now 277-1. And while I do think some of the blame needs to go on John Harbaugh, right? He is ultimately the final say. He has the ability to veto anything he wants. He has the ability to veto the jet sweep called for Zay Flowers on 2nd down and 9 on your final drive of the game. He has the ability to say, you know what, that's stupid to do that. But guys, like, this loss is not 100% on John Harbaugh. I don't even know how much of a percentage it is on John Harbaugh. I get it. He's the common denominator in the past, 10 years of choking a lot of these games away, where it seems like you got double-digit leads in the fourth quarter and you lose time and time again. But he didn't fumble the football. He didn't get burnt on a corner route. He's not the one that couldn't take down Josh Allen, that couldn't get in the backfield and pressure him. That's not John Harbaugh, okay? I get it. He deserves some share of the blame. But I do believe it's an overreaction to say fire John Harbaugh. You got to let this thing play out. Obviously, we know he's not going to get fired after Week 1. But there's a lot of people to talk about as having the blame on this for last night's game. And John Harbaugh's one of them, but he's not the only one. Be honest with me. Okay, this one should be fun. Should John Harbaugh get fired? Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section down below. Weigh in your answer. If you think he should, of course, go ahead and give me a yes. And if you don't think he shouldn't, then go ahead and give me a no. The second overreaction that I'm seeing a lot is Derrick Henry is the reason that you lost that football game. And to that, I disagree, because he's also the reason that you were in the football game in the first place. He had an unbelievable night. 18 carries, 169 yards, 9.4 yards a carry, 2 rushing touchdowns. I am just so upset that he was the one that fumbled it, because it tainted what was an unbelievable night for him. It was an unbelievable introduction back into who the player that Derrick Henry is at that age as well. But he did fumble the football. But again, a little bit like John Harbaugh, Derrick made that big mistake. You look back, it's obvious to look at that and say that is the catalyst. That's what made the change. But also, like I said with John, Derrick's not the guy who got burnt on the corner route. Derrick's not the guy who couldn't get in the backfield and put Josh Allen on his back. That's not all Derrick Henry. This is a team game. It's never going to be one player's fault, especially when that one player got you 170 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. So yeah, that might have been the turning point, but I don't think that Derrick Henry is the reason you lost that game last night. Number 3, this is the same old Ravens. And to this one, I want to push back, but it's hard to push back, because we've seen this time and time again. Year after year after year, we find ourselves watching these games, scratching our heads, and saying, now, how in the world did you lose that ball game? And it sucks. It hurts after a little while. After a little while, honestly, maybe not even hurts. You just kind of get numb to it. But it's brutal. It doesn't get easier. You're watching that game last night, and you secretly know how it's going to end the whole time. You're just hoping that somehow it doesn't get there, and it does. So there is a little part of this that feels like it's the same old Ravens that we've been watching for the last decade or so. And so to that overreaction, I don't necessarily disagree. Now, I think there are some parts of this team that feel different, that are different. But, hey, those parts that I believe were different going into the season, they still got to prove to me that they are, as now we're into the regular season. Did last night's loss change anything about your record prediction? Because I asked you to do this for me about a week ago. I'm going to ask you to do it for me again. What is your Ravens record prediction? Get it for me in the comment section down below. Obviously, 17-0 out the window. Maybe some of you are feeling still 16-1. Just let me know your answer. Make sure you guys, after you're done watching this video, make sure you watch to the end. But when you're done, download the Prize Picks app and use code CLNS. That can get you $50 in lineups when you play just $5. Because we got some Monday Night Football tonight. And if you want to have a lot of fun watching that game, but also, be able to win some money, Prize Picks is the way to do it. Guys, you and I make decisions every day. But on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. They also offer injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. They also invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out. Even if your lineup isn't perfect, you could double your money, even if one of your picks doesn't hit. I got a good feeling about tonight's Monday Night Football game. Vikings, Bears. Go ahead, give me the more on Justin Jefferson for half a receiving touchdown. I like the less for Caleb Williams, 218.5 pass yards. I know that's a little bit low, but he's facing a Brian Flores defense. And I like the more on Will Reichard for 1.5 field goals made. Make sure you download the Prize Picks app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and also in the description of today's video. Prize Picks, ladies and gentlemen, it is good to be right. Overreaction number 4, Jaire Alexander deserves to get cut. And if you were watching last night's live stream, you literally heard me say Jaire Alexander cut his ass. And so I am a big part of this overreaction. And Jaire did not have a good day. His intro to Baltimore ended in an absolute thud. With the pass interference, him getting toasted on a corner route that set them up at the 34-yard line, him then the very next play getting broken down and letting up a 15-yard first down to put him even further into field goal range. It was not a good day for Jaire Alexander, okay? And look, I don't think you cut him, obviously. That's going to be an overreaction. I'll just go out and say that. But if he is somewhat hurt, and that's the reason he wasn't playing so well, I don't want to see him until he's 100%. I don't want to see him until he's 110%. That might mean maybe not until week 15. Guess what? I don't care. I don't care. Because when that form of Jaire Alexander is on the field, he's making this team worse. He made this defense worse last night. It was bad. It was Brandon Stevens-esque. I know that seems like a ghost from last year, but he's here. He's just now wearing number 23. Okay? So, I get the overreaction. Obviously, I don't think you cut him, but you got to make sure he's 100% healthy. My last overreaction, something I've been seeing a lot on social media. This team can't, in all caps, win a Super Bowl. And I want to push back against that. I want to end with a little bit of positivity because this team can win a Super Bowl, okay? I know it doesn't seem like it right now. You're waking up. You're still probably hungover off that loss. You're not feeling good. You're still probably in disbelief. You probably woke up, checked your phone, checked the score to make sure you weren't dreaming. Believe me, I was right there with you this morning. But the thing is, you still got a lot of talent. And how did we feel? Up 15 points in the fourth quarter. We felt like, damn, this team's going to be able to beat anybody they line up across. That's still the same team this team has. Still the same guys. You just choked it away. There's some loose ends you got to tie up. But this team is still capable of winning it all. It's a good team, guys. It's a good team. Led by a good quarterback with a great running back. With a defense that's going to need to step up a little bit. I'll be honest there. But that's how I feel. What is the percent chance this team wins a Super Bowl? I know it's a loaded question, but I want you to let me know it in the comment section down below. Scale it for me 1 to 100, of course. That's going to do it for today's show, and make sure you guys got me followed on social media. You'll find my Twitter and Instagram in the comment section and description of today's video, and if you have not yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you love the Baltimore Ravens.